Welcome to Creations by Karen, and today we are going to make my #1 fall wreath. Sells out every year. Really easy to make, and I know you can do this. I know you can do this. So you just need to watch, write things down, replay it, do whatever you need to do. But I tell you, this always goes really well. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, and I've done a lot of this ahead of time just for time, is I used a Unique in the Creek round board, character board. If you need to go find one of these, you can go to uniqueinthecreek.com and they will ship it to you. Who uses these? And then I went ahead and put a snowman, or it's not a snowman, oh my God, a scarecrow face on there. And I've already loaded it with my tie wraps, and I use 6-inch tie wraps. These, you can get a lot of different vinyls at Unique in the Creek, and you just need to go to uniqueinthecreek.com, and they ship to the US. They're from Canada, about an hour or 2 hours for me. But they ship to the two, and it's really fast. I used 2 boards, but never the character board. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then I've gone ahead and used 6-inch zip ties, tie wraps, and I've loaded all of these around here. And this one only has 1, but it has a hanging hole here at the top. Can you see that? You don't use anything else. I know. I love Unique in the Creek too. Okay, so yeah, I've done that, and then I put a hanger on it. Now, that takes just a minute or two. When you're putting on your vinyl, make sure you have something, and I like to use like a squeegee to put the vinyl on, and then squeegee this out so you don't have any bubbles. Because if you don't, you get some bubbles. But they're really easy to use, no problem at all. And there's so many vinyls now you can get for these. Crazy. I'm going to put these away for a minute. I know you guys use them too. It's great. I know. Unique in the Creek. Like, it's just taken over. The wreath making. And the Scarecrow wreath and the Snowman wreath are the 2 #1 wreaths that I sell. And then I got some mesh. And I got this at, I think I got it at Michael's, but you can get them from Unique in the Creek. So you can order, I think Lori has a kit for Unique in the Creek, if I'm not mistaken. She has a kit for the snowman, and they can all be different, and you can do whatever you want with it. This is just the way I'm going to make it today. So get your mesh, wherever. Unique in the Creek is good. I just had extra at home for the mesh, and I got it at Michael's, and I cut it at 12 inches. I'm going to show you the fold I'm going to use for the mesh. So you have your mesh, and I cut it in 12 inches. 12 being the key, and I like to weight one end, which I'm just going to use one of these, and place it at one end. Now I like to cut it kind of where there's a sort of a finished edge on it, and then you just roll it. And I do 2, and then I take a clip that you can get these in, we get in Canada, you can get them at Dollarama. That just frayed off. So I tried to cut this with a wood burner, it didn't work well. Good morning. So 3 rolls again, and you just squish these 2 together and just put your clip on. So it's going to be a kerfuffle. Right? You got that? Want to see it again? Okay. So, Unique in the Creek, or you can use any kind of mesh. I got mine at Michael's. Cut it at 12 inches. Go 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches. Take your clip, place it on the bottom, turn it around, and do that again. 2, 3, and you have a bit of space in here, and I just make a little ruffle there so it comes together, and that's it. That's all you need to do. Now on my wreath board, I know I'm going to make about 40 of these. And I gone ahead and done that because it takes time to do that. Cutting them and folding them takes longer than actually making the wreath. But we're going to go ahead and start putting this down. So I like to start at the top. That's just me. It doesn't matter where you start. So you just take this and then come in to your zip tie. Make sure when you put your zip ties in that you have the flat end that you're putting this through. If you put it in the other end, it's not going to snug. How am I feeling? You know what, Carol? Awesome. I'm feeling really good. Now I just want to use scissors on this. You can use anything you want to cut this. You can use these. Let's see if that works. Get your paper basket there. So what I like to do is I go around and I do both sides at the same time. Just place this down and try to make sure this is in the middle when you're placing. That's what you have to do. And this doesn't take very long at all. Good morning. So what I like to do is pull and cut at the same, like each one I'm doing, so that I don't cut the other ones, because I've done that. Place this down, look in the middle, and if you've got fray, that's okay. Scarecrows have frayed ends. And I think this looks good on any color door. And it kind of screams fall, which is why I think it's so popular. And you can put it up now, really, and leave it up until, you know, after Halloween, or if you celebrate Halloween. Here's the mesh, sorry. I used a roll and a half, I guess, to use it. Good morning, Linda. So always find your center, and that way it's always going to be perfect. Because I like perfect. Not everybody does it this way. I do. And if you're unsure of what tie wrap to use, just pull it slightly and the other end will move a little. Good morning. Everybody's sitting at home drinking their cup of coffee. And if you don't have all these tools, you can just use scissors. But I tell you, if you're cutting tie wraps with scissors, you're not going to really be using for much else. So if you have an old pair of scissors, you can use it to do this. And this works up, like I said, really fast. Hello. You've been missing me. Well, nice to see ya. I am feeling better. We'll see how that goes today when I have to go cut my grass. So this one doesn't want to cut, so I'll just use scissors to do it. Yeah, there's very few things I'm not excited about doing. One is cutting grass. Who else hates cutting their grass? Well, not hate, but it's not my favorite thing. Cutting grass, especially in the heat. So I try to go early. So when I was putting these tie wraps in, sometimes I'm not cognizant of where they're going in, and I put them in upside down. So you got to make sure you go into the flat end of the tie wrap. Otherwise it won't zip the way you want it to. I actually had my windows open this morning. They'll be closed soon. Air conditioning put on. Can't imagine not having air conditioning in this heat. Although I really like the heat. But I just like fresh air sometimes. What about you? Good morning, Debbie. So if you're unsure what zip tie to use, just move it a little bit. See how that one moved? And then you just put this together. I snug it up a little bit. I'm going to just use these scissors. Just put all your zip ties in first, and it works up really fast. Fall screams scarecrows for some reason. Here in Canada anyway. This is always popular. I kind of change out the hats because I'm going to put a hat on. It's all scarecrows who need a hat, I think. Who puts a wreath on their door for all seasons? I have one. I put a winter wreath up, of course. Well, I kind of do Christmas, and then I put a wreath up for winter. Oh yeah, Linda, we get a lot of humidity here. It's brutal. In this part of Ontario, we get a lot of humidity. Like I think today, it's going to be 26 degrees, now it's Celsius. But it's going to, and it always says, it's going to be 26 degrees, but it's going to feel like 34, which is hot. But it's cooler than it's been because it's been around 40 degrees with the humidity. Yeah, the humidity is the hardest thing to deal with. Absolutely. Yeah. And I've always been a lover of summer. I've never been a winter girl. I rarely take summer vacations unless I have an event to go to. Winter, high on the list. Going away somewhere where it's warm. I can't fly out of the province until after I see my neurosurgeon in December. So I'm hoping, really hoping that he gives me the okay to go south in January. Because right after Christmas, I go south where it's hot. Yeah, humidity's really bad. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan. And what I found about the Michaels mesh is it doesn't cover their face too much because it's a little bit smaller. I think it's 9.5 inches as opposed to 10-inch mesh. So their face kind of sticks out a little bit more, which actually I like. So just come in, put all these in. I thought I'd go start to finish here. With putting the mesh in anyway. Have you seen Anthony's puppies lately? Yes, I saw a picture of them yesterday. They're like grown up dogs. I saw Anthony yesterday at the market. I went up to see him. I had to take him some wreaths for his booth. He has one of these in his booth. He's given me a little corner to put my wreaths in, which is really nice. We are cooler today because, yeah, don't you think it's weird that they name their thunderstorms or hurricanes? How did they come up with the names? I don't know why they call them those. What, does anybody else know? Do you know why they call thunderstorms or hurricanes or tornadoes women's names? Do they call them men's names? I don't know. Well, maybe I'll Google that when I'm done putting it in. And like I said, this works up really fast. You can make a lot of these in a really short period of time. Like sometimes what I'll do is I'll sit and I'll cut mesh for like 3 or 4 wreaths. And then I'll just go ahead and make them. So I have a craft show in September, the beginning of September. And then I may go to the market to do a weekend at the market. Dan from the market said that would be nice. They switch every other's name between men and women's name. Oh, do they, Becky? I didn't know that. Good to know. Thanks, Becky. I've only ever heard women's names for tornadoes. Just place these down. Have you ever smacked yourself in the face when you're pulling these tight? I have. Went to work one day with a cut on my face because I pulled the mesh too tight with my place. So just come down and put these in. This is really relaxing for me. Why aren't you at the market anymore like you used to? Well, Linda, I had a stroke in April. And my neurosurgeon said I needed to slow down a little bit in order to recover in a way that was quick. So I have a full-time job. So that was, I couldn't quit that. Pays a little more than the market. So I had to give up the market. I'm not saying it's forever. I love going to the market. I love the market. It's like we have a market family. So I'm going to go at Christmas time and do a weekend. You're allowed to go and do weekend markets. So I might do that. Maybe I'll do one in the fall. See how I'm feeling. And I have noticed since I gave up the market that I have recovered much quickly because I'm not exhausted. So when I was at the market, I had to make wreaths for the market, and I was burning the candle at both ends, as they say. Can I answer your question for you? I did what I had to do for me and my boy. You don't have to make sure they're centered, but I do, only because I'm OCD, I guess, and I kind of like them to look perfect. Yeah, I am feeling better, thank you. Like every day is better. Am I 100% back to what I was? No. Will I get 100% back to what I was? Possibly. But I can tell you right now that I am like 50% better than I was last month. So it's just a day-by-day thing. Usually I'm great in the morning, and then towards the end of the day. Not so much. Kind of have a shut-off valve. So what I mean by that is I'll be doing something, whether it's outside or inside, and all of a sudden it's like I'm totally drained, and my body goes, "Yep, that's enough. Yep, that's enough." You love the Scarecrow? I do too. Yeah, I think the Scarecrow is my #1 seller in fall, and winter is definitely the snowman. Can't make enough of them. Can you hear that noise? I bought an automatic cat litter thing. The epitome of laziness, I think. But, so, when I don't know if it's every time Lexi goes into the litter box, or if it's a time thing, it's like a rake that goes through the cat litter box, and it pushes all the stuff to one end under this flap, and then when you go to clean your litter box, you just have to like get the litter out of that part, which is awesome. Thank you. So we're coming to the end of putting our mesh in. I only have 6 pieces left. I hope I got 6. If not, I'll have to cut one. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll hold it up. You know, he's really cute. Yeah, a lot of people like the snowman. Especially if people wanted something a little bit different than your traditional wreath that you would have on your door. The snowman works really well. I find that people with kids really like having the snowman. And I don't know about you, but we're in Ontario. We're in London anyway. People are a little bit crazy about Halloween. So I'll have to make some Halloween wreaths, I guess. Yeah. I've got just the perfect number. So as you get to your last row of mesh that you have to put in, sometimes it's a bit of a challenge because this mesh will stick together. So I like to go around whenever I see them kind of sticking down, I'll open these up. It's just what I do. You don't have to do this, just my thought. Come around, guys. Hey, love the Scarecrow behind you too. So cute. Yeah, he's gonna look like this. Different hat. Here in Toledo too. Everywhere you look, it's Halloween. I'm not a Halloween person. I'm not a big fan. Not really. Of Halloween. I used to spend Halloween at the market, changing over to Christmas stuff. Anthony and I would put the music on and decorate Christmas at the market on Halloween night. We don't have a lot of kids in this area, so it's not very busy here at home. Is that a troll wrote one? Well, it's mesh that I got at Michael's. It's 19 feet. So I'm using approximately 40 pieces of 10-inch mesh. So it's going to be a roll and a bit, roll in a few cuts. So out of 3 rolls, you can get 2 of these. Last one going in, and then we'll show you what it looks like. So this will fit between a door and a screen door, I checked. I don't have a screen door on my front door, but I have a friend that has one, so I went and checked hers. So usually you need about 4 inches between the screen door and the door itself. So then I like to go around and just pull these up because they get kind of scrunched down. So it looks cute. That didn't take very long at all, putting that mesh in. And I was chatting. So cute. And don't worry about it if your mesh frays. It's a scarecrow. You're welcome. Yeah, this looks pretty good now. Okay, ready? This is what it looks like just with the mesh put in. Cute, eh? Sorry, and a sideways bit. There we go. Now, the mesh is all in. We're ready to go. So what we're going to do now is work on the hat. And I went to my... I don't want that to fall off. Went to my local dollar store, Dollarama, and I bought one of these hats. It's just like a really inexpensive, I think it was $2. And I cut it a little bit closer than half. And this is what it looks like all decorated. So this is what my hat's going to look like. I'm a scarecrow. So this is what it looks like put together, you see? And so I'll have about 1 inch at the top, like in the center, that I'll just cut away. I did use, so when you make this, what I would suggest you do, because this thing will ravel like crazy and fray, I took my wood burner, and I just went all around the edges just to kind of seal, like it will still fray, but certainly not like it would have around here. And that just seals all the edges, if that makes sense. Then I put tie wraps in next, and I just used 2 full-length tie wraps. It's just my thought, you don't have to do that. And I went in about 1 inch from the edges. And then I put this ribbon on, and this is Christmas ribbon from last year at Michael's. And then I just rummaged through my stash, and I found these sunflowers. This guy's gonna have sunflowers and some fall leaves. I'll hold it up. There you go. So that's my scarecrow's hat. Cute, eh? All right, so I can get another one out of this. Right, so I can make 2 hats out of this. I like things that, like, I can use up with other things. I know, it's good. Okay, now, where you want to put this hat. Got to figure out how you want this to sit. And I didn't put that piece of mesh in that top part, okay? So the hat's too big to go where you put the hanger on. So I just flipped them around, and I like to go, so this is my center, and I like to go on these holes on either side of the center. And I like, just me, I like to go in the bottom and the middle holes. You can go in the middle and the top. You can do whatever you want. I like the bottom and the middle holes. So figure out where this is. And then find your holes. Like, just spread these open. They're pretty easy to see, and I feed them through. And I'm pulling this. And because I've sealed those edges, it's not going to fray. And I just give this one twist until I figure out if I like it. So once again, I'm going to do it the same to the other side. Find my center. There's my center. So I'm going one over, just here. And put these through. Come to the back. There we go. And I just pull it tight. 2, 3. So then what I do is come and I pull this mesh down. So the hat sun sits up. And it kind of comes around. And fit it between the mesh. And I like to keep the mesh, like the bottom row, coming under because this will raise the hat a bit. Cute. I like them. Let me see. So maybe I want to, this hat's a little bit taller, so maybe I might just come around here. Tuck those edges in. There we go. I like it. And then I just make sure these are all. Okay, let me have a look. Oh, he's cute. You can put it off to the side if you want. I like it on the center. Sideways works. This is how it looks. I'm happy with that. Oops. What happened here? He is cute. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take something. I'm going to use this, a little box, place it down to do this back part. So just take my mesh or my zip ties and I make sure I have 3 loops or ties, and then I just feed this end in through the hole again. And this just finishes the wreath. So nothing is going to scratch this person's door, because the last thing you want to do is make something that scratches their door. So once again, just feed it through. Like that. And you can put, if you have the stickers with your name and business number, you can put on the back. It says Unique in the Creek here, made in Canada. What do you think, guys? Okay, you ready for the reveal? He's gone a little flat, so let's just fix him a little. There we go. Yeah, he's cute. I like him. Are you ready? Stay here. Scarecrow. Give me a heart if you like it. Who's going to make one? Who's going to make one for fall? I think it'd be great. There you are. It's terrible cute. All right. Thanks, guys. Okay, that's it for today. I got to get out and cut my grass. Lord help us all. And I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel, Creations by Karen, on YouTube, so you could see this video on YouTube and all sorts of other videos that I've posted on there. And until next time, love you all. See you later.